Hey guys, welcome to Talking Time with Caffeine. This is for the time being, this is our brand new cast. Snick 1990, me, MarioTube 101 without the 101, and K-Gun Gaming.
Yeah. Are you gonna say without the 101 every time?
Probably not.
Swear to God.
If I ever record Mario 64 again, I'd say, hi there, guys, MarioTube 101, MarioTube 1990 with MarioTube 101 and MarioTube 1998.
What? What the hell, man? Damn it.
That's an L.
Yeah, it looks like K-Gun Gaming is gonna be here for a while. So if you're a fan of his, I guess you're a fan of mine now too. You can see him here, live. So,
I'll also be live on my own channel occasionally, so.
But before we get to the main topic, which is provided by K-Gun Gaming this week, anybody have any news to talk about?
I went back to school, as you could tell by the last podcast episode.
That's good. Well, if you like school, that's good.
I mean, I feel like, well, it's my last semester of school at the moment, unless I eventually go to graduate school.
Dr. Snick, painting Dr. Snick 1990. Dr. Snick 1990.
Yeah, so yeah, if I eventually go to school, then if I eventually go to graduate school, I'd go back to school, but this is my last semester, and I don't know, like, I'm kind of looking back, and probably it's part of the reason I was feeling the sadness that started up, because I just, even though I know I accomplished a lot at school, I got an on-campus job where now a lot of people came to respect me after I did a lot of stuff for them. At the same time, I felt like I didn't do enough in terms of social interaction.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because, essentially, every year I was rooming with people, not once did anyone ever ask me to room with me next year, the following year. Year one, the guy was moving back to New Jersey, so that wasn't possible. Year two, the two guys that stayed with me the whole year, in a way, I don't want to say backstab, but essentially, they took a look at me. My gram had just died, and even though I wasn't showing it, in a way, I was not well after that, and they just left me on the curb anyway, saying, "Oh, we got other friends to go room with."
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Then year three, I know.
Year three, one of the guys in there really did not like me that much.
I feel like it's supposed to be for me.
Yeah, year three, one guy was like almost never there because he was the hall president and he was always hanging out with like people in other rooms. So I was left with two other people in the bedroom, and one of them did not like me too much, and essentially the other one, even though he was nice to me whenever I nicknamed him Angry Face Man. Anytime Angry Face Man was not there, and I only say that because he constantly had an angry expression on his face, even if he was just neutral.
Like his neutral face is just.
Well, anytime Angry Face Man wasn't there, the other guy was okay with me, but then when Angry Face Man was there, the guy was just kind of neutral. Like, he kind of stayed out of it. I actually did lodge a complaint to my mom and dad, but they kept saying, "Oh, just be nice to them, be nice to them." It wasn't until, like, the end of the school year when they were fine. They kind of became hypocrites, and they're like, "Why didn't you tell us to pull you out?"
Why were you guys being jerks?
Thankfully, year 4 is a lot better by comparison. So,
That was loud.
the guys I've had are pretty cool right now, but we'll see about that if they keep contact with me after I graduate.
Yeah, hopefully they do.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
It's always
contact
good
with
to
them.
have friends.
Yeah. I
Don't even get
really-
me started on what went on in classes.
I only keep in contact with my old friends through Facebook. You know, we have different lives now, really. You get old.
At least you do, though. At least you
Yeah.
do.
Well, for me, I'm going to a Nerf War tournament in my school tomorrow.
Tomorrow? You going to that? Oh my gosh.
Why? Are you?
I
mean,
planned everything on not going to that because
Yeah.
last year it really sucked because nobody that I knew, one person that I knew was there, and this year everybody that I know is going,
really?
and I didn't know that.
Damn.
Yeah, and I didn't know that till yesterday.
What are your plans? Oh, excuse me.
I'm going to be hanging out with my dad and my grandpa because there's going to be a baby shower and it's girls only, so they've got nothing to do, and yeah.
What time would that be? Because the war runs from 9 to 12.
That time.
What?
All day, basically. All day, basically.
Oh. Well, shit. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
There's only one person I could possibly know that would go, and the other person I know, but I fucking hate them. Because they fucking cyberblade me, so.
So then, you know your targets are for your North War. You know your first target is them.
Exactly. But, see, here's my debacle, though. I want to film the stuff that's
Hopefully
happening.
they're not on your team.
Yeah. Here's the debacle, though. I want to film the stuff that happens. However, I don't have a GoPro, so
And buy one.
even though I deposited a $200 check today, I can't because I'm saving it up for a replacement battery for my electric bike, and a replacement battery costs $200, so I can't really spend it.
Get
So-
one of those. Get one of those James Bond camera glasses.
Those aren't those fucking expensive? And plus, how the hell am I gonna find one tomorrow?
Go to San Francisco and go to Google headquarters.
break into Q's secret headquarters and steal them.
I'm going off the road.
Anyways, so right now I can only think of a couple things I could do. Either A, hold a camera in one hand and hold the Nerf gun in the other hand, but the problem with this is that I'd literally have to cock the gun with my legs because the gun's about maybe medium sized or something. I'm not sure, maybe a little bit bigger, and it's like a rifle kind of, and you hold it like
If you had a
this.
Strife, you'd be able to one-hand that thing, no problem.
A what?
A Strife, it's a motorized blaster, and it's I think it runs you $40 maybe. No, 30 bucks. You could dual wield those things, no problem. If you could, I saw a guy, he sanded down the edges of mags where they clip in, because you know how when you put the mags in, they make a little click sound because they're clipping in.
Yeah.
I saw a guy who sanded those little edges down a little bit, specifically for a Strife, and so that when he's using them dual-wielded and he just presses the mag release button, it's just enough to let them just fall out by gravity, and so he can just load another two in. And he did that with 20 clips, so basically he has 100 rounds for each blaster, which is a lot.
Wow. Well, yeah, so anyways, either I'd have to do that, or I'd have to quite literally strap the camera on the gun, or find a way to strap it onto myself. Because
What kind of camera is it? Is it like a camcorder, or is it like a camcorder? Because there's two different kinds,
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not using Skype to show my webcam. Well, basically, it's not something like a... What are those cameras called? You know those cheap flip video cameras or whatever, where the USB is on the top?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
vertical?
have
They're shaped...
Actually,
Yeah, like how they're shaped like a phone, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is not that.
Oh, oof.
It's
If you had that, you could just literally duct tape that to your body and you'd be good to go, or your forehead, or whatever.
Oh, well, I thought you were gonna say that was a good thing, but I don't have one of those cameras, so I can think of a couple options on the top of my head. Either A, tape the camera to the gun. B, use a trick that I learned on YouTube one day, where basically either use a shirt or a coat. Probably would be better off using a shirt. And grab a tripod. Use the handle to point it away from you, so then it catches your shirt/coat. And then as long as your camera's attached to it and the tripod will stay there, then you're good to go. First person view mode. But the huge downside with this is literally I have a freaking tripod hanging off of my clothing. So they're easily going to get in the way. I'm going to have to constantly be afraid of the fact that I might bump the tripod, so it'll cause like abnormal shaking other than just me moving. And I can't crouch very well, if at all. I mean, I doubt I'm going to be crouching anyways, but then again, they might have barriers there, so I don't know.
So currently I'm driving through enemy territory and my car is being riddled with bullets. But I'm also listening to your story at the same time because I'm good at multitasking.
There's also...
That'd be really awkward, just have a tripod like kind of just taped to you.
Well, no, it's not taped to you. Okay, like... So, you use a coat, and you know the handle of the tripod?
Yeah.
You have that pointing away from you and hanging off of your coat. That's what's catching... Like, your coat is catching the tripod, and it's not going to fall out or anything, as long as it's, like,
weird.
locked in place. So, then, at that point, your camera should already be on there, because otherwise, good luck getting it on you now. And, yeah, you're good to go. But like I said, the problem with doing that, though, is that you're not going to have very limited... Or you're going to have very limited movement. You're probably going to bump your leg into your tripod legs by accident, unless your tripod legs go far up enough that they just don't reach your legs. Oh, and you can't crouch very well. I guess it might depend on the type of tripod you have, but typically with my tripod, that's what I have to deal with. The only other option I could possibly have is... part of the time, record only. The other part of the time, use your guns only. However, I'm afraid that I don't know if I'm even able to do that or not, because I'd imagine that people would probably be telling me, why am I here? I don't even have a gun on my person. And either that or say, I'm not playing. Either grab a gun or leave. And, yeah. So, it's not like I can do one or the other. I literally have to do both.
Wait, they won't let you just film?
Well, I don't know. I mean, honestly, for all I know, they could kick me out if I don't have a gun on my person, even though I would bring one. I don't know what they would do, though. I can't say. All I know is that I did get permission from a teacher... The theater teacher, I got permission from him that I'm able to film. So, I'm basically saying that as long as I got permission from one of the teachers to film, then nobody else should really be bitching at me about filming because I was allowed to, unless I was deliberately, like, going up to people's faces with the camera, which wasn't really my intention. My intention was to kind of have, like, well, basically look up a video of a BB match
Basically,
or a
like
paintball
doing, like,
match
an
or something
airsoft
like that.
war.
Huh?
Basically doing like an airsoft war for Nerf.
Yeah, airsoft. I have no fucking clue why I just said BB match. That was really fucking sad.
Big L man.
Oh, but
They
yeah,
call-
but
They
yeah,
call
by
me Big L man because I suck at everything I do.
by the way, we're not taking Nerf anymore. We're using real guns to this war. Have fun.
Huh?
They tell you. By the way, we're not using Nerf anymore. We're using real guns now.
You know, actually, funny thing.
Nerf guns are for children.
Funny
You
thing.
are not children.
Funny thing. I was talking to my friend today, and he told me that he's planning on walking to the school with Nerf guns. And I jokingly said, I guess you could say you're gonna shoot up a school. And then I brought up, wait a minute, so what happens if a cop were to just come up to you and ask what you're gonna do with those?
You'd
It's like-
end up like Justin Carmichael, if I remember his name correctly.
Wait,
Who?
okay, so
Well, essentially, I think his name was Justin Carmichael. He was a high school. He was like either a late high school or probably late high school because I don't think he went to college because of what happened. Essentially, he was playing League of Legends, and he made, when someone commented at how he was basically massacring like all the enemies, he made a joke saying, "Yeah, I'm a so psychotic. I go shoot up a kindergarten." Just kidding.
Oh.
Some Canadian woman that happened to be watching. Some Canadian woman that happened to be watching the chat they were communicating in snitched on him, and the Texas authorities, because he lived in Texas, they arrested him for a terrorist threat. I mean, what didn't help matters is that this comment was made right after the Newtown shootings.
yeah.
So, yeah, I would imagine police were, like, on edge, like, after that. It was a very insensitive thing for him to say.
I mean, I don't think it would be a very good idea to joke about shooting up schools if a shootout just happened.
In fact, if people come after us just for mentioning it, then clearly this is not a democracy.
Yeah.
Actually, isn't America
was gonna say,
technically
what if-
Republican, though? And that's what I've heard. Because literally, I've heard someone say...
Yeah, it is. See, a democracy, if I remember government correctly, a democracy is everyone has, you know, a voice and everything. A republic is where people elect people to be their voice.
Controversial opinion. Bam.
Damn it! 2 streams now where you've had a Make America Great Again piece of clothing. Fuck.
Well, I saw he was wearing that before, but anyways, so he gets arrested, though eventually someone donated the money he needed for bail, because obviously he went to prison, and apparently he got raped in prison.
Oof.
Wow.
That's...
And last I checked, over 5 years later, the courts are still trying to put him away. Like, at this point, like, everybody's forgotten about the case, and his mom and dad just keep waiting for the day when the judge finally says, you know what? We're not going to pursue this case any farther. And truth is, it is very ridiculous how far they've taken it. But the mom pointed this out in a blog. She's like, it just keeps going. And a lot of people have theorized the reason why it keeps going is because the prosecution has already wasted a lot of money pursuing such a ridiculous case. But they still want to win so that they can make all the money they lost back.
That's so sus.
Thankfully, it looks like no other arrests like that have been made. So, at the very least, the ridiculousness of this one case prevented it from ever happening again. Because, obviously, it's clear... I mean, he was, like, saying sorry so much, like, basically saying be careful what you post online, constantly trying to be a spokesman for that in a very minor way, even though he was banned from the internet. Because of, like, essentially, part of the condition of his bail, can't use the internet or go near schools. Even though it's very obvious at this point he means nobody any harm.
Wow, the fucking government can ban you from the internet. That's kind of ridiculous.
Well, that actually happened to a YouTube.
There's a thing called net neutrality.
The thing is, that actually happened to another YouTuber by the name of Edarem. Edarem was basically an old man. I remember seeing some of his stuff, because I used to watch a guy called The Hardcore Kid. I don't really watch him anymore because he's not very active. But the one thing I loved about The Hardcore Kid is that he was probably the only YouTube channel I saw he numerous times made top 10 or top 15 lists of like the worst YouTube channels. Anytime you look up lists like that, they don't really thoroughly explain their choices. But not The Hardcore Kid. He went in depth using video evidence and everything, and he just made it entertaining to watch. All the bad YouTubers there were. So, at the end of his second smegged up YouTube failures list, as he called it, he put Edarem at number 1. And the thing is, Edarem made a lot of very creepy videos. Sometimes he'd be shirtless, or he'd be singing songs in kind of a creepy way. Like, there's one video where he's like, Chiquita banana and I come to say, bananas have to ripen in a certain way. And a golden hue. Bananas, they're so good for you. Boop, 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 boop. And that very suggestive voice.
That's kind of
Did you say golden Jew in the middle of that? What?
Golden hue.
Really
What the fuck?
Golden Jew.
I didn't say.
Well, Sky made you sound like he said golden Jew. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know what Skype's problem is, but
Skype
essentially,
it
turns out, despite the questionable implications in his content, ultimately, a lot of people did come to respect him, because at times, people who actually knew him actually found him to be actually kind of charming and helpful to them. And he would also make numerous videos where he was completely restrained from that questionable stuff, and he just innocently told stories of his youth, and kind of stuff like Angry Grandpa did, though Angry Grandpa was admittedly more entertaining. But turns out Edarem was actually registered as a sex offender.
That's cool.
Yeah. Not really, but back in the 80s, he had non-consensual contact with a teenage boy, and apparently he did some time in prison because of it. But then once he got out on parole, he never reoffended. Never.
That's good.
Yeah, he never reoffended. Like, society likes to pretend that once a sex offender, always a sex offender, but the thing is, if what NRM was saying was true, then people can change.
But aren't you supposed to tell people when you first move into a new place that you're a sex offender for the rest of your life?
It depends. Depending on the severity of the act, you might be able to get yourself taken off the sex offender list. But since he had contact with a minor, I would say that was severe enough to stay on permanently. And yeah, I think he did have to say that. But I guess the people who knew him forgave him for it. Because the thing is, he would claim, "Oh, it was a different time. Everyone makes mistakes." Speaking of which, Michael Douglas got harassment claims against him, except he didn't even touch his accuser. Apparently, all he did was readjust his pants near his private area, or something like that. And the funny thing is, Michael Douglas knew that this accuser was going to come forward, so he preemptively came forward and warned people that it was bullshit. And now everyone in the comments are saying that some accusers are just doing it for attention, which is probably the case. Not all of it, obviously. The stuff with Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, like, that shit's messed up, and it's good that they got exposed, but still, it's getting to the point where you have to question, is everyone really guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Because now the so-called sexual encounters are getting so and so more minor that
it's like you're literally just trying to find dirt and throw it on people.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's complex. Like, it's probably something best saved for experts. But
For another podcast.
But essentially, getting back to Adoram, a condition of his parole was that he wasn't allowed to own a computer.
Damn. So, wait, what can... hold on.
Hi, son.
Oof.
Oh my god.
So Nick, apparently you do know some internet news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying...
Except this was years ago. Almost 10 years ago at this point.
So,
Sorry, my dad just came in to say bye because he was leaving for work, and he told me, "I hate it when you're right, you butthole."
Oh, see, you can
why, what'd you say?
Hands. At this point, Mario's like, "Aloe?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, well anyways, so essentially a condition of his parole was that he could not own a computer. Apparently he did not know this, and he thought that just simply uploading YouTube video... No, so he got rid of his computer, but then he ended up using a neighbor's computer to upload his YouTube videos. That was still found to be a violation of his parole, and he ended up getting sent back to prison. And a lot of people who followed him on YouTube, as well as his partner, because yes, he did have a partner that I think he either was about to marry or actually managed to marry. And his people who knew him just thought the judge made a very unfair decision. And ultimately, he was in prison for a couple of years, and then he died.
Died?
Yeah, he died. I believe he died of old age or something like that.
Holy crap.
Yeah, in prison.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Are the videos still out there? Or do you know?
I mean, thankfully, there have been good arrests in relation to the internet, like that one scumbag swatter who actually got someone killed.
Hey Schnick, he asked if there was still videos up.
Was there videos of Adoram up? Who in the chat?
No.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I believe they're still up. I know his channel was still up, and like his partner was managing it, but then apparently she was in bad health at one point, so I don't know if it's still being updated.
Oof.
Maybe maybe a fan of his might have saved the videos and put them on his...
Well, I know that the Hardcore Kids list is still up, so you could see clips in there.
Some people do that when channels go down. Fans have downloaded the videos and re-uploaded them so the content will live on.
You should go. You should visit. All of you should visit the Lost Media Wiki because it's actually a nice collaborative effort to find stuff that's lost.
I wonder if it's because. I wonder if that's why it's called the Lost Media Wiki.
Well, it's called the Lost Media Wiki. Essentially, it's like a wiki website. And essentially, they compile all popular like movies, TV shows, commercials, games, of stuff that was known to exist at one point, but it hasn't been seen in years. And the whole point of the wiki is trying to get the stuff found. And typically, a lot of stuff is found through like people who. A lot of the stuff is found by like people contacting the original creators and asking to have a copy, or maybe somebody taped, like in the case of like TV shows and commercials, maybe people taped them off TV and just uploaded their VHS rips on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth is, the Gordon Bleu shorts that Mario ever so despises, they were lost for a very long time. In fact, I remembered watching them when they were originally Nicktoons. But then, in the last couple of years, they finally started resurfacing through people who happened to have taped
Oh,
off
geez,
TV.
I'm dead. Sorry.
Go on, Schnick.
Go on. Well, I already told you, like, the Gordon Bleu shorts were missing for almost about 10 years. And truth is, I watched them back when they aired on Nicktoons, but I never remembered the name until I saw the Lost Media Wiki article. And eventually, some people who happened to tape the shorts off TV back when they originally aired uploaded their VHS copies, and some of the shorts were found. And that wasn't even the only one. Like, there was another short series called Schoolyard Safari that was lost for a while, but then those got discovered. But probably the biggest find that the Lost Media Wiki has gotten recently was, so when Nickelodeon first launched, it was originally just a show. It was originally just part of a network / show called Pinwheel. And all Pinwheel was like a collection of like little shorts that were made for kids. There was one Pinwheel short that people remembered as the quote-unquote Clockman short, where a man comes out of a clock that's above a kid's bed, and then he takes the kid on like an adventure inside the clock or something like that.
Inside the clock?
Crazy.
What the hell, man?
Or something. I have to look up the article, but it was considered. It was not only considered lost, people doubted its existence.
Oh, wow.
Because there was nothing of the shore. No concept art, no clips, nothing. Only eyewitness accounts.
Wow. Did they ever find it?
Normally with Lost Media, that distinction, it's eventually unveiled to be fake. Now, with the Clockman, somehow, about a month ago, someone had a VHS recording, I think from another country, and it got uploaded. And as a result, on the Lost Media Wiki, the owner of the Lost Media Wiki made it like the whole front page and said, Clockman has been found in like all caps, bold lettering, big text.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I would imagine immediately as soon as the Lost Media Wiki contributors found the video was uploaded to YouTube, they immediately went and downloaded the video to prevent it from going missing. I know I did that for Gordon Bleu. One of the shorts actually got taken down from YouTube, but I had a gut feeling that was going to happen, so I went and downloaded all the ones that were available.
before it was too late.
Not too late. I have the short.
No, before it was too late.
Before it was too late. Yes, exactly.
That's what I said.
So, but yeah, that's what typically happens with like heavily sought out lost media. Like the moment it's uncovered, people just go and download it and mirror it on other websites immediately in an effort to prevent it from going missing again. I know that infamously happened with a JonTron video.
Yeah, that's the two ways of preserving videos. Either one, you have to mirror it, so it's not the same video there, or two, you got to make sure you're commenting on the video while it's playing, so it's not stealing. If you're commenting on the video, reviewing it, then you can't. It's not stealing; it's reviewing or critiquing.
Yeah.
Someone else's video?
Yeah.
Well, that's not always the case. I mean, in the case of re-uploads, typically people, especially if it was like someone else's video, would put in their title or in their description box a re-upload, and typically link to the original creator and not edit anything like mirroring or any of that. Which, by the way, side
They only
here,
usually mirror it unless if it's copyrighted content.
Which, by the way, side topic, I don't really understand how mirroring the video makes it any less copyrighted. Like, honestly, it's still the same exact thing, just flipped in the other direction. What the fuck?
I remember there was a channel called Rugrats Frankie that would always upload episodes of like old Nickelodeon shows, but he kept getting taken down constantly. Eventually he developed a tactic where he would invert the colors of the episode. And he would have, and in the description of every video, he would give you instructions on how to use Windows or like system settings on your Windows or on your PC or Mac on how to invert the screen on your desktop, and then just change the cartoon itself back to normal.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, like lost media, like that was one thing I was really got into looking up on the lost media wiki. Too bad I've seen everything that there is to see, so now I'm not interested anymore. Unless but though I sometimes visit the main page to see if there were any notable finds. Like, I remember one infamous YouTube video lost media was that of a JonTron video.
Which one was that?
It was a video called Apples and Breaks. All it was like a 2-minute video of him crying about accidentally breaking his DS. And the thing is, JonTron is pretty infamous for taking down videos that he doesn't think are high quality. So eventually, Apples and Breaks got privated. And of course, a bunch of JonTron fans wanted to see the video again. But JonTron kept saying, "Oh, that old video? Don't worry about that. It wasn't that good."
Fanboys like what they like.
Oh, the fans were pissed. The fans were, they were ready, willing, and able. Eventually, JonTron did a charity stream of him playing Banjo-Kazooie. And he said if he raised a certain amount of money, he would re-release the video.
Did he?
He did not reach the donations did not reach the goal, and he just remained silent, did not release the video.
L. Press F to pay respect.
But then a miracle happened.
Miracles happen.
Yeah, but then, yes, press F to pay respects because a miracle ended up happening. Someone decided there was an anonymous YouTube user. Maybe he wasn't anonymous, but the gist of it is that he loved downloading YouTube videos and burning them to DVDs so that he could watch them on his TV or something like that, in like little marathons. It's almost something I'm considering doing because I found recently I fall asleep better if I'm watching something.
Me too.
And because I hate a lot of and since I hate a lot of TV and since I'm disinterested in a lot of modern TV and movies, I found that only stuff I really, really like keeps my interest.
Sometimes I go to a YouTube playlist and I go to bed and play it on my phone while I'm sleeping.
Well, you got YouTube Red, so you can even put it to sleep if you wanted. Your phone.
Has YouTube Red?
I mean, he could just leave it on the charger and just put the.
I mean, well, there's that too. I had to do that with my TV static last semester.
I don't do that anymore. I did that one time, and that burned your battery out.
Oh.
But anyways, so the guy kept burning his favorite YouTube videos to DVDs, and wouldn't you know, one of his burned videos onto a DVD was the missing JonTron video. And when he ended up looking up the ruckus that the video gang lost, when he ended up looking online seeing what a ruckus the video being lost caused, he came forward and said, "Oh, I didn't know this video was missing. Here you go." So he uploaded his copy of it that he had burned onto a DVD, and immediately JonTron fans were downloading it and re-uploading it on their own channel so that JonTron couldn't take it down.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody in the future is going to be downloading our content for future audiences if we go pass away. Like, oh, hey, remember these videos from MarioTube? They're back.
No, the Crash Bash stream is the only thing we did that's going to be remembered.
I swear to God, if I fucking privated that video and Schnick tried looking it up again and he didn't download it, oh my God, you would be so pissed at me, Schnick.
I would have a freak out, actually.
Not a freak out, a snick out.
Anyways, but yeah, so the video got uncovered, and JonTron was actually asked for his reaction, and his reaction was a bit apathetic. I don't know. Basically, his response was, "Wow, congratulations, you now have a worthless video."
Big L. That's... oh, man. That would hurt.
Yeah, some people like to forget their old content. I like to watch. I like to go back and watch it. Like, wow, I was terrible back then. See how I've improved.
Getting my old that's just sure, it might be cringy to rewatch my old stuff, but it serves as ultimately. I recognize that it serves as evidence for how far I may have come over the years.
Goes to show you that if you upload something, just because you delete it doesn't always mean that it's not going to be there ever again.
Yep.
Flatulent.
Especially if you have like millions of subs.
I'll tell you this much: everyone was trying to re-near that Logan Paul crap.
This is the problem.
Re-near?
Yeah, they were trying to re-upload it so that people could see how much of a jackass he was. But because of graphic content, no one can keep an upload up.
Oh yeah, also the fact that he only deleted that video, but all of his other Japan videos are still up, and it still shows how much of a fuck he was.
I swear to God, if Logan Paul gets banned from Japan, I'm not going to be sorry.
I hope he is.
He has been banned from Japan.
Huh?
He has? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the whole situation started.
Oh my God, and the funny thing is, Angry Grandpa always got banned from a lot of places. The sad thing is, Logan Paul did something as ridiculous as getting banned from an entire country, and yet Angry Grandpa getting banned from just simple restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores, I find infinitely more entertaining just because of the way Angry Grandpa went about doing it.
Well, I mean, to be fair though,
even Christian was a lot more hilarious in how he got banned.
I mean, to be fair, they weren't fucking like being as rude as making fun of a dead corpse, so I think that's a pretty good reason.
I mean, I would definitely say that Logan Paul, if he really did get banned from Japan, then I'd say he deserved what he got. But
I hope he does get banned.
Christian probably deserved to get banned from all the stuff he did, and Angry Grandpa, you could argue he was being a disturbance. But at least he went out doing something funny. Like, apparently one time an Angry Grandpa got banned from Walmart. He was trying to go into, like, a checkout line, and nobody was available. And then he started loudly shouting, "What? No one wants my money? No one wants my money?" And eventually accumulated, when security came, accumulated to a point where apparently he got out a jar of jelly and pulled out a slice of bread out of a bag of bread he got, and he just started smearing the jelly on the wall and started wiping the bread across the wall to get the jelly out. He's like, "Hey, good peanut butter and jelly, huh?" Or something like that. I'd have to look up the video to look it up, but him just doing something that ridiculous and getting banned for it, like, that's typical Angry Grandpa stuff that will go down in history.
Wow, dude.
Uh-huh.
Real fast, I'm going to say it earlier, but I want to wish my niece a happy birthday today.
Hey, you also gotta wish me an early happy birthday too, Vandalia.
Oh. I guess...
When's your birthday?
The 28th of this month.
Can I do it on your birthday?
The podcast isn't on my birthday, it's on a Sunday.
Then I'll make a separate video like I do sometimes. I'll make a separate birthday video for you.
Okay.
I've done that before.
If you really want to do that, then sure.
I've done that for lots of people I know.
Oh, hey,
my God.
look who's here, Sparrow.
Chat.
We're talking about internet news. Snick was just talking about Logan Paul, I think, and his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wish my niece a happy birthday. But anyways, I think the biggest internet news right now is the demonetization of practically everybody that doesn't meet the new threshold, which includes me, because I meet the subscriber threshold. I don't meet the view count threshold, and Snick's the opposite. He has lots of loyal viewers, but none of them subscribe, and I have lots of subscribers, but none of them watch my content. So, yay for stuff. There's also a rumor going on. Some channels were saying that, some channels were saying the partnership thing was also getting rid of thumbnails and other things, and end cards could be that was your partner too. But I looked it up. I sent Mario a Skype message, but how apparently it may be. I forget if they said if you already have it, you won't lose the ability to make thumbnails. If you don't have it yet, you're not gonna get it. Or they just
wait a minute. So if you don't already have that ability, like you didn't. Wait a minute. Don't you have that ability by default when you create a new account?
No, I think when you first started, at least in the past, you could do custom thumbnails and other stuff unless you were a partner. Maybe I could be wrong.
I thought it was until. I mean, I remember
Mario can make custom thumbnails, and he's not a partner.
I remember that the only thing that you wouldn't have when you create a whole new account is you wouldn't have the ability to upload videos that are longer than 15 minutes. And the only way you could like access that ability is if you gave the account your phone number.
Oh, maybe
Maybe
that's it. Maybe that's the thing. I forget. It's all in that link I sent you on Skype.
Okay.
But yeah, they were talking about that, and it's like the opposite of the. I was watching this YouTuber talking about. She just goes, "It's the opposite. It's basically the opposite of the apocalypse, where the apocalypse affected big YouTubers, and this is affecting small YouTubers." And he's talking about how when they. This guy's a big YouTuber. He's talking about how when we were in trouble, apparently everyone was behind us. But now that you guys are in trouble, most of the people are like, "Nah, we don't care anymore." Like, we don't care about you guys. Thanks for helping us with our problems on Patreon and stuff, but now you guys are in trouble, whatever.
Wow.
He's joking about that, and it's like no. So he set like a program to help small YouTubers a little bit, I guess, trying to get views and stuff. But it's weird. So you have to have either 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours a month, not just views.
No, 4,000 view hours a year.
Oh, year. I thought it was a month.
See, I meet that because I have 5,000 a year. Honestly, I feel like numerous times I got cheated at and making money on YouTube, so I don't care anymore.
Please, yeah, I'm gonna miss my 5 cents a month that I got from my views, probably.
I thought it was 2 cents.
5 cents is 2 cents after taxes.
Oh.
Probably, I'm guessing. I know I probably made a whole nickel per month before taxes.
That sure is a lot of money. Whoa.
I could retire from McDonald's. I could retire from my job with that kind of money.
Did they ever actually send you anything?
I'll admit, when I was a part of Maker Studios, they were supposed to send me like $70. They only sent me like 15, fuckers.
Yeah, the other thing, the Maker people got rid of a lot of people last year too.
Apparently, someone in the chat wants us to die.
Oh, that's fine. I'm done with that already. Actually.
Hi, troll.
Okay.
You expect us to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Sorry. But, we don't want you folk here. Hey!
What the hell?
Hey! Holy crap! Brandon actually freaking came here finally. Jesus.
What is it? What is that? What are you breaking? Oh, what was that?
Damn it!
What?
A wild Brendan.
It's a reference. K-Gun, it's a reference to something.
Oh.
With the Pokeball. Catch him.
I swear to God, we need to show K-Gun the freaking Crash Bash stream so that he can get what the hell happened.
So, Brandon, I guess you don't want to be in the podcast, you just want to be in chat?
Fine with me.
At least he's here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just love how he comes on here, the first thing he says is, "You die, fuckface troll, piece of fuck."
I don't know, I do not like wishing anything bad on anybody. Not anymore.
What about...
I don't wish it, but sometimes it just happens.
Uh-oh, I think Brandon's ready for more Crash Bash freak out.
But yeah,
well...
that's...
Well, Brandon, after this I might play Pac-Man World if anyone wants to come join me.
Brandon, if you want to talk about it, maybe if you prefer after the podcast, then do so, because I want to know what happened.
But yeah, so, yeah, like I said, I sent Mario the information about it in Skype chat.
Yeah.
Do you read what it says?
Well, I didn't read it yet. and I'm not going to access it right now.
Study. Watch them
Well,
study.
I'm required to.
It will affect your screen or something.
Yeah, because
It's like-
I have to go in the message thing, and that's going to move cameras a little bit.
If I can read it myself.
And plus, I don't want to give away names that easily.
Give away what?
My contact list.
Oh, okay. Okay, basically it says on January 16th, 2008.
Oh my God, Brandon! I don't want to lose you too.
Oh my god.
I'll put in chat.
He sounds even worse. He sounds worse off than what the rest of us sound like, and I don't want Brandon. I don't want anything bad to happen. Do you need Brandon? I will leave the podcast right now if you want someone to talk to.
I can't because I'm host.
Please, Brandon.
I forgot. It can't talk. You can't do more than 20. Stupid 200 character limit on YouTube now.
YouTube. Piece of shit.
But yeah. But I think everyone knows what it is by this point. But yeah, that's the big internet news I know about.
I wonder why that's why Sparrow can't actually post links, because it keeps reaching the character limit.
Possibly because links have freaking millions of little characters in them. Ironically, YouTube is nothing like that.
Yeah.
From what I can tell in Brandon's post, it looks like he hates YouTube probably for the demonetization thing. He hates Nintendo probably for that stupid fishing pole Shrek scratching his ass. He hates school because, well, I know he doesn't like school.
Neither
And
do
he
I.
hates his brother because maybe his brother did something stupid.
Like usual.
Yeah. Oh my god. I just reminded myself of that one SpongeBob episode.
I give up.
Like,
Too long.
There is always tiny URL to shorten links considerably. Not sure if that would work or not, though.
Tiny URLs?
I mean, you can try that, Vandalia.
Well, I guess it's in the whole link. I was gonna copy and paste the chat itself, but I have to read the whole thing.
Fantastic! I can ride a bicycle I'm riding a bicycle right now.
Well, now, honestly, I feel somewhat more concerned. Okay, wow, somewhat. Fuck. I feel more concerned for Brandon now, but I can't leave at the moment.
I mean, our new fucking ID pop. Okay. It looks like he's mad about an ID system and having to do a senior capstone project. Oh, hey, I have to do that.
Oh, hey, did you figure it out?
I knew how to do that much. I wanted to actually copy and paste what they were saying in the thing instead of just the link.
Oh.
But everything I tried was too long. Every paragraph was too long.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Uh-oh, we're coming up on a player here. Hopefully there's not going to be a gunfight.
Well, I feel like Brandon already told me about his ID system.
I don't know about Brandon. Something doesn't seem right.
Vandalia, does this count as internet news because it's being transmitted through the internet right now?
Sure.
Hey, free game. If it's the
game.
If it's the topic, so we're not wasting time.
But
Not
besides,
being rude or anything.
we that's what we do for. We kind of go off on tangents anyways. But
Yeah, that is
your
true.
parents. Why do you have to drive your brother?
Brandon, I'm sure once you're 18,
Oh my
you
God.
don't have to do shit for him.
He's already 18.
What? Brandon's already 18?
Yeah? A few weeks ago or months ago. I thought he turned 18. You're the only one who hasn't 18 yet. What's up for Kagan Gaming now?
If you use Google Maps, it should tell you.
I mean, my GPS leads you pretty well. Because, yeah, my dad and my... Anytime my dad or my ma takes me out or anything, like, yeah, usually I'm put on GPS duty.
Meanwhile, I just ride a bicycle. Or get someone else to drive for me.
GPS... They have... Actually, I think they have on GPS, they have bike mode or walking mode for GPS, too.
Yeah, they do. In
that.
fact... I actually used walking mode because I don't know if I described it. I probably did describe this in the podcast, but back during the summer, actually not during the summer, it was actually at the start of the school year, I decided one weekend when my dog was not home, my mom, my sister weren't home, and my dad was working, I decided I was going on a quest. I jumped on a train. I rode to a city close to an area where there's 2 retro game stores down the street from each other. And I did a 40-minute walk to get to the first
Oh,
one.
boys, it's time to go.
So I had to use a walking GPS in order to get to the stores.
One thing I hate about GPS sometimes is that it says, in 3 miles, turn right. In 2 miles, turn right. In 1 mile, turn right. In 500 feet, turn right. You missed your
My
turn.
GPS will just tell me the distance, and then it only asks me again when I'm at like 1 mile.
Wait, what kind of GPS do you use? The shitty ones you buy at the store or something?
No, the iPhone one.
Apple Maps?
So basically, yeah.
I
Apple
guess.
Maps does that still? Well, not still, because I don't remember it doing that, but my fucking PSX DVR is fucking trying to die on me. I keep getting fucking woken up by bullshit, and now I am not going to be able to go back to sleep.
Oh my god, apparently his goddamn PSX is finally dying on him.
We just said that.
Brandon, do you want me to talk to you? Please, What the fuck? Oh.
Nice, Nick. What the fuck? Oh.
Oh, can I make it a completely unrelated announcement?
Yeah.
Sure.
In an effort to...
Yeah.
In an effort to put my interest into something productive, I did something foreign. I started reading.
Wow.
I ended up buying the... Even though I, in previous podcast episodes, previous streams of mine, and previous videos, I've been going on recently about how the Walking Dead TV series is a piece of shit. I ended up buying the first compendium of the comic book that The Walking Dead originated from. The comic book is so much better than the TV series.
Hey, okay, I'm sorry. I need to redo that reaction I did. That was really bad. Whoa.
Hey, you can always...
Let me just compensate for the shitty thing I did there.
Real fast, you can always mail it to Mario and have him fix it for you. That's what he does now.
I don't think Brian would want to trust me with that.
Yeah, so...
But,
I had a
$30
1,000-page comic book, but it was probably much better than spending $40 to get a big, bulky book I couldn't put in my shelf. And I might not stop there. There's a whole bunch of comics that continue the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I might want to read those too.
The only one I know
books for that?
The only one I knew about was...
There was two
God damn it.
called The Promise and one called The Search. Like, the point of those two comic arcs was that, it was essentially answering the one unresolved plot point from the TV series. What happened to Zuko's mom?
That's what I was going to have to say.
Yeah, like, essentially, the first two series of comics were essentially building up to that answer, but they still make comics today, just telling miscellaneous stories following the original Team Avatar. They also started making comics for Legend of Korra, telling what happened after that series, but I am not looking up those comics, because despite me having a lot more time, giving that I've been disinterested in a lot of stuff, and I've been wanting to watch more and more cartoons, I still have neglected to watch the final season of that series.
Yeah, either way. Speaking of cartoons and stuff, I've been watching a lot of anime recently. This is earlier. I've been watching the new Card Captor series and watching the old episodes too, both on dub and sub. And apparently, like, once again, it's totally different. Apparently, in the Japanese version, the two main characters had a little, at the end, they had a little romance going on at the very end. Mm-hmm. But apparently, they took it out of the American version because elementary school, apparently in Japan, elementary school romance is okay, but elementary school romances in America is bad. Because they're like 10, I think they're like 12 or something. So like apparently they can love you. Apparently they say I love you in Japan, but doing that's like they're too young in America apparently to do that. Like just to show you that the cultures are different. So anybody else have any internet news besides about, or when we talk about the monetization, the new monetization thing? What's your opinion on that? Nick, what's your opinion on the changing?
I think they made the thresholds way too high. Because the thing is, I don't even know if YouTube realized how difficult it is for a lot of people to reach 1,000 subscribers, let alone getting 4,000 hours of view time. Like, a lot of people brought up good points. For people who do animation as their videos, animation takes forever to put together. Those people, if they're not popular, they're not going to make money on YouTube at all.
And money is how animators stay in the business.
I would say that yes, it does need to be a bit more strict, because under the old guidelines, practically any scumbag could get monetization and like make money off of like bad stuff.
Of course, now that's even harder now because of that new restrictive stuff, what they call the adpocalypse last year.
Yeah, with the yellow advertising bell.
And like, oh, you don't like your content, we're just not going to ever. Your
advertisers are unfriendly. But essentially, yeah, like if I were to put limits in, I would make it to where you would have to have maybe 50,000 total views. And because originally the limit was 10,000, but I would say maybe raise it to 50,000 and maybe make it so that you have maybe 100 or 200 subscribers. But yeah, I mentioned a few plenty of podcast episodes before. I did a detox on Watch Mojo because I got triggered by them calling a shitty Resident Evil clone a good game. More specifically, it was an Evil Dead game on the PS1/Dreamcast that the Nostalgia Critic and AVGN played and rage quit. So Watch Mojo called that game good, but then they called a hack and slash Evil Dead game that was far better. They called it a shitty game.
Wow. Oh, by the way, I have something to say about animators on YouTube.
Okay.
What?
Okay, so...
into my car,
well, I didn't get to finish my point. So, I mentioned I did a Watch Mojo detox. I did a Review Tech USA detox because he voiced his support for YouTube's new policies. I know he's probably right, but I just don't want to hear negative shit on DSP right now. Ironically, I don't want anything to do with DSP either.
Even though
Anytime
you're the person that constantly references
him ranting, I turn it off after 30 seconds.
So, I'm playing GTA 5 online while I'm talking to you guys. And, this guy just decides he's gonna block me and he's not gonna let me out. And so I keep trying to get out, and eventually I just get fed up with him. Pull out my heavy pistol, which is upgraded to Mark II, which means basically one shot, one kill. And, yeah. Open fire, and he's just kind of sitting there, kind of a little bit not alive.
Wow.
So, Mario, you're saying about YouTubers?
No, animators on YouTube. So, I only watch, like, a select view, or... Okay. I'm tired, apparently. Okay, I've only watched a select few animators. A couple of them are sprite animators, and one of them... No, a couple of them are... Well, they look like hand-drawn animations, basically. But when I mean hand-drawn, I'm not talking about whether or not they're digital or paper. I'm just saying that, you know, you draw with your hand. So, anyways...
Oh, yeah. Like,
I found...
SFM animators versus, like, drawing animators.
What?
SFM animators versus, like, hand-drawing animators.
Well, it wasn't about that, but... I mean, I like both styles. I mean, as long as the sprite animation and, well, actually not just sprite animation, I guess in general, as long as the animation's good enough, then, you know, I can typically enjoy it. But, here's the thing. I understand that animation can take a while, but Jesus Christ, sometimes, like, even some of the people, if not most of the people I watch that are animators, they don't even upload anything anymore. Like, seriously, there's a few sprite animators that I know. I think one of them was even called Mark Haynes, I think. He's the creator of Super Mario Bros. Z, I believe it's called. AKA a really popular series that went on YouTube for a long time. A year ago, he uploads a reboot of his original series because apparently the original series just ended on a dead note or something out of nowhere, and he posts a freaking reboot, and people were excited for it, and then after that, nothing ever again. It's been over a year now, and we haven't even gotten in episode 2. I don't think an animation for that kind of scale really takes a year unless there was a really good reason for it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck me. It's not like we're dealing with a one-man Pixar or anything. It's literally sprite animation, and unless your life is so fucking busy that you barely have enough time to go on a computer, then I don't really understand. Oh, or if your computer just constantly dies and fails on you, then I don't really see any reason as to why you don't make another animation. And a couple other sprite animators I made, they make really good sprite animations. Well, too bad their fucking animation channels are basically fucking dead, because, once again, they don't post jack all. And it's like, why? Why don't they post jack all? They don't even tell us anything. So, I feel that I have full right to complain about it, because they don't even post a reason, so what the hell. And I know that, oh, well, they don't have the obligation to upload content. Well, okay, that may be true, but don't you think that, you know, you should at least tell your fan base why you aren't doing shit anymore? Or at least if you have an alternate channel where you don't do animations, you do something else, you could at least post there saying, hey, I'm not dead, but this channel is dead. The alternate channel is not. You know what I mean? And then there's a couple other animators where they regularly put out animations that are pretty good. I think it takes about like maybe a month or so, and that's not really that bad. But then out of nowhere, both animators just stopped for multiple months, and I guess one of them only posted on something like Twitter, whereas the other, I don't know what this other person was doing, because they said, oh, their computer died or something like that, but then you will constantly see regular uploads of speed paintings or whatever, and it's like, why is it only this? What happened to the animations? And then it was only when the animation was being uploaded / actually uploaded, then they say the reason. And it's like, really? You gotta be kidding me. I just, like, seriously, what is up with people that are animators that just either don't do animations for, like, a very long enough time to the point where it's abnormal, or they do animations and then they just stop dead for over a year or more. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Does it really take that long to make an animation if you have like a regular amount of time on your computer? Like, what the hell? I mean, like I said, at least post the reason why you don't do them or take forever to do them. Like I said, I completely understand if animations take forever, but like, I mean, seriously, if you have a normal amount of time on your hands, it should not take you over a fucking year just to do it. If you're gonna take a year, tell the fan base why. Don't just leave them in the dark, because otherwise they're just going to complain about it. And then they're going to have other people say, oh, well, fuck you, you can't complain, bitch. Well, yeah. Here's what I say to those people. If they don't give me a reason, then fuck it, I'm complaining.
Two things on that. On that subject. One, I kind of had a 2-year gap between my first video and second video, but luckily back then I didn't have any fans at all, so that no one cared that I was gone for those 2 years for second video. And two, I really don't like channels, this is my opinion of course, that separate their content in different channels. I mean, I guess that's okay for some people, but for me, keeping track of 2 or 3 channels is like totally confusing. Snick, I remember back a few years ago, Snick wanted to do a separate review channel, and I told him to just keep it on your main channel.
I think the reason why some people do that is just because they must. Well, they probably either figure that, you know, people are gonna only subscribe to 1 or 2 particular things specifically, not for a whole bunch of things at a time, so that's why they do it. Or B, it's to try and stay organized a little bit.
I guess that's true too.
I say that you can have a few things at a time and still be fine, but if you reach like maybe 6 different things at a time, then you're kind of setting yourself up for a little bit of disaster unless you have like a really good plan, which I doubt that would even end up working in the first place.
That's true.
Though, Vandalia, you're an exception, though, because that's the whole point of your channel, to be random, so people should expect that kind of stuff on your channel, so at least yours is an exception.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's just for me, keeping track of 2 or 3 different channels or 4 different channels, with my procrastination thing would be like, okay, I got to upload this channel now. Okay, wait, nope, got to upload on this channel now. Okay, got to go upload this channel now. It's too much work for me.
Yeah, I can see it being pretty monotonous at times, if all the time.
Unless you had like people working for you, too.
That too.
Okay, I'd be like, okay, Mario, you're in charge of my LP channel. Okay, Snick, you're in charge of my vlog channel. Okay, KGet Gaming, you're in charge of my review channel.
What are you reviewing here?
I was making a joke.
Example.
Okay, Brandon, you're in charge of my whatever channel. Yeah, that's what I have to do probably. Keep track of all of my channels.
Wow.
Hey, what you Nick? I can be aside to keep 2 channels.
I basically said no to it because you told me not to.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was mainly Schnick's review videos that made me really interested in him. The gaming videos did help, but I feel as though that if it was only the gaming videos I saw, and he was uploading his reviews to a different account, and I didn't even know of this alternate account, then I probably would have ended up less likely commenting. But because the reviews were there and they were that entertaining for me, I stuck around. And while I do wish that you did post more reviews, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal or anything. I mean, at least you have legitimate reasons.
I have a feeling I might make more of them once I graduate.
Yeah, that would be nice to see.
And when I start feeling better.
Yeah, you're one.
At least I'll talk about it without hostility.
Yeah,
you're 1.5 year gap between reviews.
Well, going back. Well, going back to how what animators would say. Well, not say, but how animators would not upload stuff for a while and not give a reason until either eventually they did or they just never do. With Schnick, at least he had a lot of reasons as to why it took him forever. Like, for instance, he had to take care of a puppy, and I'd imagine that would have to be pretty labor-intensive for a while. Didn't your grandma die around that time?
She died a few months after the dog stuff began.
Yeah, and wasn't there something about college that came up, too?
Yeah, college would always demand so many assignments out of me. And I'll admit, I have a big problem with procrastination when it comes to college work. Homework in general. A lot of the time, unless it's like a huge assignment, I just end up saving it for like I just end up saving assignments for just one single day.
Is it the last day?
And yeah, sometimes the last day.
I'm not the
Not that it hurt me in any way, because I would always get good grades, and it was frequently the result of me. Though frequently it resulted in me staying up all night to make sure each assignment was perfect. Didn't always happen, but for like difficult assignments where I had a hard time figuring out what to do, yeah, it could have resulted in me staying up all night. I think the latest I ever went was either in freshman year when I had to write an essay on, I forget what it was called. Essentially, I had to examine a like 3 different pieces of music from 3 different bands. I had to talk about them in depth. And because I'm not the biggest expert on music, it was a very difficult process, and now I'm doing lip smacking and so many times. People are pissed off at me, probably.
And by the way, I have something to read off the chat.
But that essay kept me up until 4 o'clock in the morning, and that was my first semester.
Holy shit.
That wasn't even the worst of it. Probably the worst was my political science class. I had to write a research essay talking about a corrupt government. No, I did not choose the United States. I had to choose countries that are far more corrupt, because I'm not saying the U.S. government is corrupt. I mean, well, it kind of is after Mr. Ajit Pai. But at the very least, us Americans have a voice, and people are aware of how bad the government is, and stuff will change after time passes. I know that much. Other countries aren't so lucky.
Especially
So-
totalitarian countries.
Yeah.
I think, isn't China banned YouTube or something?
But the thing is, so I had to write an essay on a corrupt country. I chose Nigeria only because I knew about the Nigerian scams.
Yeah. But that's
Because
the government's fault?
Nigeria is like one of the most popular countries where scammers come from, like aside from India, but
Wait, so it's the government's fault in that country?
it actually is the government's fault because they actually don't do much about scammers. There were even reports that some of the scammers had positions within the...
So, Snick, you're reading the chat?
Yeah, I'm seeing what Brandon's saying about how YouTube lets people get away with violating the TTwC and encourages it.
Oh, so I don't have to read it out loud.
Yeah, you don't have to read it out
I
loud.
should probably be looking at chat.
But the thing is...
You should reply to chat, Cake on Gaming.
Hang on. So the political science essay, I had to write a 10-page essay. At least, I'd have to go look up and see how many pages I put in. But I had to make that big essay and give a big argument as to why Nigeria had a corrupt government and what they can do to fix it. Or if something is being done to fix it. And I said, yes, there is, because there is actually... Apparently the new Nigerian president actually has promised a lot of change and actually has made some positive change.
Hey, Schnick, can I interrupt you for 1 sec?
Well, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
20 minutes later.
I mean, it won't take 40 minutes as long as I don't get interrupted, I suppose, but...
Keep going.
Essentially, that essay, I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, and it gets better. I had to be up to go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got less than 3 hours of sleep.
Wow.
But it was worth it. He gave me a 100 on that essay, and I didn't mess up at work, so...
Cool. So,
That's it. Go on.
So Mario, you want to talk about what Brandon talked about in chat?
Schnick, didn't Logan Paul have some consequence?
Oh, yeah, he did. He got removed. YouTube has a program called YouTube Preferred. Basically, they get the best ads and they get the most advertising on the site. Logan Paul got banned from there.
They're also gonna suspend his.
Didn't he get a YouTube Red show taken off?
Yeah, he also lost his YouTube Red show.
Like PewDiePie did?
Yeah. The same thing happened to Pewds, actually. He got banned from YouTube Preferred. And, well, more specifically, they both got dropped. And they both had a YouTube Red series that got canceled. So, essentially, like, a lot of people say, oh, that's not enough. They're still making money. But you do not know how much money they stand to lose when they don't have that crap.
It's too bad.
Sorry.
So I say it's too bad that VidMe shut down. I like VidMe.
I go to the bathroom.
Though, actually, I just thought of a interesting consequence. How about if you get, like, a strike or whatever, well, I don't know how many strikes it would be, but maybe, like, let's say theoretically 2 strikes. What if you weren't allowed to upload videos no longer than 9 minutes? Because there's like a whole thing where, if you upload a video 10 minutes or longer, you get more money off of it or something. Well, there you go.
Only if people watch those entire 10 minutes. If people just click in like nope and they go there, you have to actually get the view hours now instead of just the views.
Well, that's the point though. You make it so then nobody can watch it past 9 minutes, and then there you go. Problem solved. Right?
I think it's longer YouTube. I think how it works. If you have longer YouTube videos now, everyone watches it. You get more hours. You have short videos. You get more videos if you make 5-minute videos, you have to upload more videos for it to count. I forget how this view hour thing works. It's weird. Since they started doing that, watch time instead of views.
And I'm just here like, I don't fucking care.
And some people were also other rumors. I mentioned that earlier. I think I mentioned rumors about how they're taking away thumbnails too, but that's not true anymore. But there are also rumors going on that the Logan Paul incident created the demonetization of small channels, which is stupid too, because he was a big channel, not a small channel, so that wouldn't affect the small channels. His actions, that and the Elsa Gate, basically that was doing it too. Like Elsa Gate was affecting the monetization thing.
Schneck.
Oh wow!
Says,
according to Sparrow, the Nigerian prince guy got arrested.
So
right about to say it. Right about to say it.
Yeah. Yes.
So do you have any? Since it was your topic, do you have any internet news?
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about like the whole Paul situation. I mean, Logan Paul, he's just been being, a crappy human being, just going on disrespecting Japan. Like, I don't even know if he should be allowed on the platform anymore. Cause like, you know how YouTube has that whole misleading content thing? He's like the epitome of that, because like, he'll be like, oh, we're here to respect Japan's culture. And then he goes and puts some fish on some dude's car, like, what? That's not, respect last time I checked, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, Might want to check your dictionary again there, buckaroo.
Yeah.
And he says to try and make it better for himself. Oh, I'm unique. Okay, well, just because you're unique doesn't mean that you're any better or worse of a person.
I mean, DSP's pretty unique, and Christian's actually very unique.
Does anybody remember when they dropped the 10-minute video limit on videos to higher? When I first started on YouTube,
it was by the time I rejoined YouTube in 2011.
Drop to higher. Good job.
Because when I first started on YouTube, I can only upload like 10-minute videos for a long time.
When I had my old channel, I was only allowed 10-minute videos.
That's why I think that's why a lot of the old Let's Plays are like 100 episodes or 200 episodes, even for small Let's Plays, because like. Because you had like 10-minute videos at a time, you had to keep uploading videos. Like
most people's cameras would either cut off at 15 minutes, or I think YouTube would cut them off at 15 minutes or 10 minutes or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But they got rid of that, unless you're a bad boy like I was 2 years ago. Got a strike. So luckily I can still live stream. Without being a partner. So the podcast can go on.
No, if they disabled people from having the ability to stream if they weren't monetized, I'd just fucking quit the channel.
I would quit YouTube if I lost the ability to stream, because at the moment that's all I feel like doing.
That's your biggest...
I don't feel like playing any of those shitty games I was playing, and I only call them shitty because I don't feel like playing them at the moment.
Well, I think live streaming is where you get your most views at right now.
Yeah, that's where I've got my most views. Because I went from like 22 subscribers to 63 subscribers in like 2 days. Just from live streaming.
Huh.
Yeah. I bet if I live stream some Fortnite, I'd get some viewers, but I don't feel like downloading the game.
I think I get most of my views from his podcast. Most views from his podcasts. I get my actual Let's Plays.
Wow. Well,
I get some.
Well,
maybe
a lot of people like your podcasts.
What about you, Mario? Do you have any internet news that you were talking about? I forget if you talked about already. Stick went on his.
Bells, jingle bells.
Well, I mean, the only internet news I can think of that happened recently was Nintendo Labo. Fuck that product, dude. Honestly.
What's that?
No, seriously, it's literally a piece of cardboard that good old Shrekky can wipe his ass with. All he's got to do is take it and put it in the shape of a nice roll of toilet paper.
Talking about the Toy-Con thing, or is that something different?
Well, it's called Labo, but I guess like the term is also Toy-Con. I'm not sure. I'd refer it as Nintendo Labo, the whole thing. But anyways, I guess you could call it both. Yeah, you can call it both, I guess. But anyways, it doesn't matter what you call it, though. It's still a fucking stupid product, regardless of the fact, because literally, okay, a lot of people will tell you, oh, you have to pay $70 to $80 for cardboard, but technically they're saying cardboard only, and keep in mind, I'm not for the product, I'm against it when I'm going to say this. While technically, when people correct them saying that most of the price is because of the game that comes with it, they might be right on that angle. The thing that they also don't even realize, or probably do realize but don't care, is the kit itself would be $20 to $30 if it was sold by itself without the game, assuming the game is $60. And if it's $30, then that's even more shitty, but I highly doubt it. So, I mean, yeah, $60 is almost guaranteed, if not guaranteed. Here's the thing, though. $20 to $30 for a cardboard kit? Are you fucking kidding me? That's still expensive. I'd pay $10 for a cardboard kit because at least then it sounds a little bit more reasonable, don't you think? I mean, it would be nice to have it $5, though. But you gotta love Nintendo for overpricing shit, and I highly doubt that you're gonna be able to even use the fucking games without the Toy-Cons, because I heard that one of the Joy-Cons is IR cameras, I think it's the right Joy-Con, is going to be finally used. Yet they're using it on this shit, and because they're going to be using that camera, I'm going to assume that the game will only progress if the camera detects like certain things within the cardboard or whatever, so therefore useless without Toy-Cons or something. But I don't know for sure because they don't tell you that yet, at least, so I don't fucking know. Also, for some reason, everyone will literally tell you, oh, but it's for kids, so of course you're not going to like the product because it wasn't meant for you. Okay, well, I find that argument to be completely pointless because of the fact that you can technically argue that Nintendo is for kids almost entirely, and yet, there's still a lot of games that me, a young adult, well, soon to be a young adult at least, but pretty much at this point a young adult, fucking actually likes it, Nintendo stuff. Quite a bit, in fact. So, the fact that you say, oh, but it's meant for kids is bullshit, because you can say the same exact thing for Nintendo products otherwise, and I still like those. But the reason why I don't like this is because it's fucking stupid, first off. Second, it will break easily because that's just the nature of cardboard. It's gonna eventually happen. 3, it's like once you build it, it's legitimately a waste of space if you don't use it. So there's that. 4, it's only good for novelty, because let's be honest, if you play it like the first few times, the only other times you're really going to want to play it is with friends, but then after that, what then? I mean, unless they keep releasing new games for the product, then the product is just not going to really age very well at all, and it's just going to become boring very quickly. Somewhat like how AR cards were for the 3DS, except at least there it had a more wow factor because of the fact that it's on the 3DS and the selling point 3D, and it was pretty freaking sweet. It was kind of like VR in a way, except handheld. So I liked that. Sure, it was sometimes a pain in the dick when you had to freaking use the shitty camera on the 3DS to get the right lighting and all that, but once you got it working, it was pretty fucking intuitive, I gotta say. And I'm really sad that they didn't really do much else with it. They could have gone farther with that. They definitely could have gone farther with that. But the farthest they've gone is the cards that came with the DS and photos with Mario, which I don't think is even available anymore, so there you go.
Baby.
So yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Waste of space, novelty factor, will break easily. Oh yeah, especially if you buy it for kids. If your kids are mainly using it, say goodbye to your fucking money, dude, honestly. Like,
say goodbye.
They're gonna fucking eventually break it. It's just gonna happen. And there's almost nothing you can do about it, really. Unless you take the thing away when you're going to put it away constantly. Oh yeah, also, well, not also, because apparently I forgot what I was going to say. I think that's pretty much all the points I can think of at the top of my head right now. And I've actually argued in comment sections, and legit, I don't know why, but it's as if people legitimately think that, oh, just because you don't like it, then don't buy it, also means that you don't have an opinion on it. Like, seriously, if you argue about something that you don't like, someone will tell you straight up, oh, don't like it, don't buy it, and at the same time, that means that they're telling you, oh, if you don't like it, then you shouldn't complain. And some people just flat out say you don't, or you shouldn't complain if you don't like it. That, like, they just flat out say it. Not even hints or subtleness, no, just fucking flat out directly. And it's pretty fucking stupid that people think that, because, so, just because I don't like a product means that I cannot argue about it? That's fucking bullshit right there. Because, well, okay, if it's an entire company I don't like, then what the fuck's the point? But if it's a company that I do like, but they do something stupid, then I think anybody should have full right to complain about it, because otherwise, how the fuck are they going to learn from their mistakes? And
yeah, exactly.
I know that's really not saying much, because let's be honest, no game company seems to learn from their mistakes. I mean, honestly, not even freaking.
I mean, look at Ubisoft
or EA. They don't really seem to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously. But I mean, still, the only way you can really make change in a company is if you argue about it, and if you have enough people complaining, then there you go. Hopefully the message will get across, and hopefully the companies will actually do something about it. But until then, if you don't complain about it, then nothing's going to change. So basically, they're saying, fuck you, you don't get an opinion if you don't like it. And I think that's just really fucking retarded, and anyone that says that honestly shouldn't even have a valid argument anymore. Like, automatically, anyone that says that should lose the argument, because that doesn't make any fucking sense, first off, and second, that's fucking bullshit of an argument. And third, you're basically saying fuck you and your freedom of speech, bitch.
Well, I mean, it's probably coming from a feminist if you do hear that from someone, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were thinking.
If that's the case, then there's so many fucking feminists on Nintendo's channel, because I've literally had people straight up tell me that. Fucking, you can't have an opinion. Or something. Well, not you can't have an opinion, but either don't buy it if you don't like it, or if you don't like it, why are you complaining? In fact, actually, that's the funny thing. Anyone that says, if you don't like it, why are you complaining? They already answered their question, because I don't like it, and I'm complaining with actual reasons instead of just fucking complaining to complain about some stupid bullshit. But no, like,
I'm not complaining about a wage gap that doesn't exist.
exactly. Like, seriously,
Hit the wage gap button. Hit the wage gap button.
the only time I can really see someone legitimately saying they can't argue about, or wait, if I see someone that tells someone else they can't argue about something, and it's like them arguing about something really retarded that doesn't even make any sense as to why they're arguing, then fine, that's acceptable, because at that point that person's being stupid. But seriously, in this case, there's no fucking reason to be told that. I mean, seriously. And funny enough, actually, I think I mentioned this. I don't think I mentioned it in the podcast episode, but anyways, I hang out with a group of people that play Mario Kart DS at my school, and one of them says that they actually like Nintendo Labo, and I tried to, explain how I don't like it. Like, I asked them, let's be honest, how many times are you going to end up using it? And basically, all they could say is a bunch of times, but I don't think that's true, really. I don't think they're really going to use it, quote-unquote, a bunch of times. I think they're just going to use it until they get bored of it and realize that it was a waste of money, or just deny, or goes under denial and say it's a great thing, end up not using it and having it as like a fucking figurine, like Amiibos or something. And it's really sad that shit has to fucking happen. Like, seriously, I even made a rant video about it, though I don't know if I'm going to have to end up redoing it because there might have been a lot of background noise, but in this rant video that I'm going to be editing at some point,
in 6 months.
well, anyways, at some point when I do edit it, I do mention in the video that here's how they could have made this product a lot better. Make it its own separate thing entirely, not integrate it with video games. Because if Nintendo really wants to sell toy stuff, like how they originally did many, many years ago, how about they just make cardboard sets where you could build stuff like, let's say, a fucking question mark block or something. You know, that'd be pretty fucking cool. And plus, I'm pretty sure that would be way more cost effective at that point. Wouldn't be that much of a waste of fucking money. And I mean, seriously, I think that would be pretty cool, just building Nintendo stuff out of cardboard. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. And hell, if they really wanted to, they could even integrate, well, it would have to be similar to the Amiibo cards, but I mean, it would still work. So if they really want to do that, they could do that. And I think that'd be pretty neat, but no, all they're doing is basically making a 1-2 Switch version 2, or as someone that I saw in a comment section of said Nintendo video, an expensive tech demo. Because that's all it really is, an expensive tech demo. Also, well, not read, but I saw a lot of comments.
I want to rage quit Resident Evil right now. It's making me bored.
What? Wow, earlier you said you liked it.
Isn't that more of a bored quit instead of a rage quit? I'm bored quitting, not rage quitting.
It's because I keep fucking dying. Now I don't want to play anymore.
No! Damn it, I made him not play.
The only reason I'm continuing is because I haven't had a chance to save.
Save your life. Oh, hey, K-Gun Gaming, can you leave a comment? If you do a comment in the chat real fast, I'm gonna do something.
Okay. So, meanwhile, someone is using a super loud motorcycle. Let's see.
Who's the loud
Oh, yeah.
motorcycle?
I don't know. Anyways, Sparrow, I actually used to watch Jacksepticeye and Ashens, and I actually ended up getting bored of both of them. I guess it was because... I don't know, I guess it's just because I prefer...
Motherfucker, stop turning around at me!
I guess I prefer smaller channels more like Schnick. Schnick was a really small channel when I first met him. Didn't he have like...
I still am, don't kid yourself.
Well, I mean, 500 subscribers compared to what, 100 or 200 you had? Well, no, not 200. You didn't have 200 when I met you, because... Well, no, I had to be over you, because I remember I was over your
You
sub
were
limit
over
at the
me
time.
at that point, but then you stayed put, and then I got a bunch more.
Yeah, I think
got
when
stuck.
Snick first met me, I only had 200 or 300 subscribers when I first met Snick.
My situation was just kind of sad because I legitimately got stuck for the longest time. Like, I think I had 145 subscribers, if I'm correct. Actually, it might have been 144, but I had about that for the longest time, and I just could not get another sub until eventually it finally happened, and now I'm somehow at 175. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but
The YouTube god smiled upon you and says, MarioTube is worth watching.
Here's a small handful of subscribers, including a Japanese guy that actually came back. I don't know if he's still interested in my channel, though, but we'll see.
Sometimes you get lucky and get a big boost, and all of a sudden you die out again.
Beat that Resident Evil section. Thank God.
You know,
/
Brandon,
hallelujah / baby's kisses / fucking redneck mode.
Brandon, I said Brandon. Did I say Alexa? Did I say Alexa? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Keep turning your light off. That's what I thought. Anyways,
Big L, man.
as I was saying,
Fuck you,
Speaking of Alexa,
in the bag of bullshit.
Speaking of Alexa, did you see that the video I sent you about the Saturday Night Live old people Echo Dot?
no, you didn't send me anything, but I wasn't done with what I was saying. Anyways, Brandon, I just realized life can sometimes be like Mario Kart. First you're in 6th place, then you're in 1st place, and then you get in 12th place.
All just like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally just like that.
That reminds me of Snick's racing videos. He sucks at racing videos. He sucks at racing videos. Or racing videos hate Snick. Every racing video I've seen of Snick is him raging.
You met my old friend, Brandon? Who?
I like that comment.
Fuck the blue shell. You know, you can actually dodge the blue shell if you're not very knowledgeable of Mario Kart. Actually, there's multiple ways to dodge it, and if you know of the mushroom way,
Brandon,
that's not
are
the
you
only way.
okay? Do you need to talk to me? Don't be Tobin. Or Tobin just rants endlessly and doesn't actually want to talk and join with you.
There is a couple other ways to dodge the blue shell, though. For instance, either dropping to 2nd place in time, or if you're too far away, you could always fall off the track on purpose, so then hopefully it'll either target another person, or in the case of Mario Kart 7, go all around the track again until it catches up to you again. So there's that. A camo jacket and it has the dinosaur hat. Oh! Is this name Arlo by chance? Because if it's Arlo, then I know who you're talking about. He knows about the Shrek things?
Knew
Oh,
about
no.
the Shrek thing.
The Shrek things.
Oh, no.
He should not be named.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Sparrow's even thinking the same person, I think. You didn't get his name? Get his name
Bye
again.
Xbox.
I think Pokesaurus on here in a while.
I think it is I think he might have saw Pokesaurus, to be honest, because the dinosaur hat, and also I might remember him wearing, well, I don't know about a camo jacket, but...
Alright. Well, before we wrap this up, I just want to say, earlier we were talking about stuff, and apparently MarioTube's bank is a lot better than my bank.
Right now, at least, because apparently some of my family members are rich, and no, my parents are not rich. Damn.
You don't have to sign for checks, and you can bring your bike into the bank.
Oh, yeah, that. I didn't talk about that, actually, but I don't have time.
I remember your dad once said you were gonna be rich because you were gonna get good money and good work, all because you know about all that computer stuff your dad don't know about.
My dad said that?
Yeah, your dad actually had to sit down and talk to you about that.
I
And
don't
it's kind of
remember that.
true. People of the new generations have more opportunity than people of the older generations did, given how new technology has been coming out faster and faster, and people who are willing to learn it can really make it good. It's just a damn shame most of those young people watched Logan Paul and defended him.
What I'd like to know is, how is new technology made? Like, how does a better piece of hardware get made? That's what I want to know.
Maybe it's a topic for the future.
It was funny. We were talking senior panoramic photos, and we were about to take our silly photo, and he raised his hand to go and get his dino hat, and everyone cheered and clapped for him. What? Wow. Okay. I bet you it was Pokesaurus. I'd be damned if I'm wrong. Oh, that's what that felt.
Before we go, anybody have any closing statements?
Cartoons are my only solace right now.
The next sleep in
Resident Evil pissed me off.
What happened there? You just like trying to say something and then you just gave up. Alright, well anyways, for me, my dad told me before I started the podcast, oh, I've heard about teenagers eating Tide Pods. I tell him, no, I'm not gonna fucking eat a Tide Pod. And then he goes to say, well, tell people to not eat podcasts. Or, no, not swallow podcasts. Yeah, that's it.
Apparently they have Tide Pod flavored Oreos now.
That's gotta be a lie. That has to be a lie.
I was flavored or colored Oreos, Tide Pod colored Oreos, maybe flavored, colored, same difference.
No, dude, that's gotta be a fucking lie. There's no way there's Tide Pod Oreos. You kidding me? If there was actually Tide Pod Oreos, that would fuck people over, dude, because that just lead to more people eating Tide Pods, I swear to God. Alright, well, I guess that's it.
Well, I guess I'm just boring, so I'm just kind of here.
Is a lie. So remember, folks, sometimes internet news can be believed, sometimes it can't be. Some banks suck. Logan Paul sucks. YouTube's
Logan Paul and Jake Paul suck, yeah.
YouTube's monetization policies suck now. But unfortunately, right now, no other, besides Twitch, there's nothing else to play videos on anymore. I can just Twitch and YouTube at this point. and YouTube can't make, and Twitch can't make
What?
videos.
What?
Hold on.
Who said that?
K-Gun.
Oh.
What are we holding on for?
Continue.
Okay.
And Nintendo, apparently, according to Brandon, Nintendo sucks. Of course, we've done that for a while now. Thanks for the 5 viewers. I think the 5 of you that kept watching, Sparrow and Brandon, and other people that weren't in chat. They're watching but not chatting in chat. And next week, we probably back to our Wednesday, Saturday schedule again. It was different this week because I had to work on tomorrow. Stupid McDonald's. And we are 4 episodes away. We are 4 episodes away from our 100 episode total.
Woo!
So this is episode 96 of total. So
Brandon said, I didn't say Nintendo sucks, I said Nintendo Labo sucks.
sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, I whatever that word is. But anyways, mistake or misrepresented what you said.
Oh.
There.
Or misread.
So in about 3 weeks, I'll have an episode. So stay tuned for that. Maybe you'll have some more guest stars returning. I hope. Probably not.
Yeah, a guest star like my computer fan, because apparently it's going off like crazy for some reason.
Maybe we'll have some old people on. But anyways, stay tuned for next Wednesday. Whether the subject will be, we don't know yet, like always, because we never know usually unless we come up with it all of a sudden. But anyways, I'm ranting now, rambling, whatever. Enjoy the randomness. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goddamn baby's kisses.
Goddamn ogre.
LOL.
Fuck you.